Welcome back to Active Sports TV LAC News. You are now tuned in with your host, Active, as I break down what's been going on with your Los Angeles Clippers over this weekend. Throughout the week, we have had a series of events, haven't we? I know you guys, whoever tuned into this channel, been dying for a real Los Angeles Clipper fan perspective and opinion. You're gonna get that as we continue with this here episode and dive into these topics. But before we go ahead and do so, all that I ask is that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me, hit the thumbs up, and if you would be generous enough to share this video, it would be much appreciated. Trying to build here, trying to get this video in the algorithm. You know I'm new to the YouTube scene. And your boy gonna stick around. So I'm gonna keep you guys entertained, informed, and keep the Clippers on top. That's the main motto, man. That's what I do it for. Let's get into what's been taking place with mine and your Los Angeles Clippers. Now, diving into what been the most gut punching news since the trade deadline for Clipper fans have taken place, and it took place closer to the end of this deadline when it looks like the Los Angeles Clippers was going to go ahead and hold tight, keep roster as is. We knew that we had a fan favorite. That man goes by the name of Terrence Mann, wearing number 14, forever will be honored and loved and praised by the Los Angeles Clippers and this here channel, Active Sports TV. If you've been a subscriber, shout out to all the subscribers out there that is familiar with the Active Sports channel, the LAC News that we kick over on this channel. You know that Terrence Mann is my favorite Clipper, has been since 2019. This young man, Hart, he was, charismatic, also a brave heart, a do-it-all guy, a winning player, a plug-in, what I consider a championship piece. It's unfortunate, Clipper fans. We all know the series on this. We've seen every single episode that took place, with Ty Lue. The development of T Mann, the stunt of growth of T Mann. Me, myself, very frustrated. Did not like the news, but in all reality, was happy because it's now over, Los Angeles Clipper fans. We can now put that saga to rest. Our favorite player, T Mann, can now get the opportunity that he is well deserving of, long overdue, to now go to another franchise and possibly help them succeed in the ways that he helped us succeed, us contributing to us seeing our only and first Western Conference appearance with his breakout performance, Game 6 against the Utah Jazz. 39 points performance will never, ever be forgotten. We want to go ahead and say thank you, T-Man, on behalf of Clipper Nation and the Active Sports TV channel. We are much appreciative of your service and all that you did for the red, white, and blue, the LAC Nation, Clipper Nation, the Clipper Gang, and the Clip City family is always going to be supportive of you, no matter where you go on your journey in this NBA career of yours. We want you to reach the highest heights, get develop to be that star that we always thought that you was gonna be for us. We'll love to see T Man do that in the Eastern Conference. That's one thing I will have to say. I was very, 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 um, you know, skeptical of, and I was going to, be very upset with, where you'll see a different type of tone out of your boy Active on this, type of episode. If Lawrence Frank had made the biggest mistake that I think he could have ever made, if he would have traded Terrence Mann within the Western Conference to a rival somewhere where potentially down the line Terrence Mann can get his get back and potentially, knock us out the playoffs, because that's the type of Clipper karma that we've been dealt over the years. We can't be delusional to our history. I'm just glad that our front office is quite aware that talented young star such as Terrence Mann is very deadly, and if you're gonna trade, because he was definitely a winner for us. And that's without a doubt. You ask any Los Angeles Clipper fan, they will not tell you any different. The only thing is that it came down with Ty Lue and Terrence Mann. The trust was not there. The game did not fit. And, at the end of the day, it seems like the coach ruled, and when Terrence Mann had his opportunity this season to step up and be that starting complimentary role player alongside James Harden and Kawhi's absence, possibly so that he has developed an arsenal on offense that's reliable to be a starter worth giving 20 plus minutes to. He did not show up. He did not do what was needed and got outshined by, Amir Coffey this season. Even Jordan Miller was putting pressure on Terrence Mann, and that should not happen. Getting a healthy extension that he had gotten over the offseason. I know how the front office was expecting him to live up to that contract. So now he gets the chance to do it underneath another coach with less expectations. So, once again, farewell. Thank you, Terrence Mann. Given, all of what you gave to the Los Angeles Clippers. Moving on from this topic, let's go ahead and break down the trade. So over here we get into the details. So as as I gave my tribute to Terrence Mann, I want to break down the trade in full to all of the viewers. Give me 1 second so that we can unpack and get into the full details of what took place. Let me see if I can go ISO cam on this one, man, so I can read this a little better. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Blow this thing up for your boy. Boom. All right. There we go. All right, so we on NBA.com. Not too sure where this article is coming from, but shout out to NBA.com. We're going to go ahead and unpack and read it. It says the Clippers acquire Bogdanovich from the Hawks in a 3-player deal. Okay. Moving on. It says the Los Angeles Clippers is adding guard Bogdanovich. Why just Bogdan Bogdanovich? I don't know why I just stuttered over this man name like that after I just said it. Bogdan Bogdanovich in a deal with the Atlanta Hawks ahead of the NBA trade deadline. So apologies. The Clippers send guard forward Terrence Mann and guard Bones Highland to Atlanta. LA will also receive 3 future second round picks from the Hawks as part of reported deal. So that's a good, trade off. Being that our, draft capital has been shredded, absolutely shredded due to flip flop Pete. Yes, I said it. The worst thing that happened to my franchise in the last, definitely the last half a decade. Flip flop P, Kawhi Leonard wanting him, doing all that he pretty much told the franchise to do to get him, drained us the draft capital, and then when PG came upon the team, he wanted to have, all of the buddies on roster, he wanted to be having best of friends. So that was part of the reason that Terrence Mann growth was stunted as well. Yeah, I'm an unhappy camper with old Flip Flop Pete. On Active Sports TV, if you've been following, I'm a nemesis of Paul George because of, all of the things that he purposely, I felt, set out to do to hold this franchise back. But nonetheless, his karma is coming in Philly. And, you know, yeah, I decided to get that off my chest. But do so to those events taking place in our front office. Lawrence Frank, need to be held fully, accountable for. We've been, taking these buyouts and, going into free agency, getting from Reggie Jackson's to the John Walls, who Reggie actually panned out, a Clipper favorite that Clipper fans love. No shade there to Reggie Jackson. Definitely one of the best, signings out of the free agent, I believe it was a free agency with Reggie Jackson. But nonetheless, didn't work out with John Wall. Had to get rid of Isaiah Hartenstein for that. One of the worst moves made in one of our recent off seasons. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink, y'all. Give me 1 second. But all of these moves made on the behalf of Paul George, advocating for this, saying he didn't want that, yada, 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 yada. In the meantime, making these moves in trade in free agencies and during the trade deadline and the buyout, we lose capital and more draft picks, especially when we acquired James Harden. And we are an older team who is injury prone, is not getting any younger, even though we have who we all feel is the best player in the NBA, which is Kawhi Leonard when healthy. James Harden, to me, has proven to be one of the top facilitators, creators in the league. But with those two things being greatly, spoken of, Los Angeles Clipper fans have still been hindered by the injury bug and this team not getting over the hump during crunch time, playoff time, due to health and not having enough youth to get to the postseason and get us over the hump. Now, with these 3 second-round draft picks and the trade-off between Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, and Bogdanovich, we now get younger. We have now more assets, and we have a shooter, bona fide shooter. So, moving on, we're gonna wrap this article up because we got a lot to unpack. We're gonna talk exactly say, okay, we get Bogdanovich, 3 future second round picks. They get Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. Okay, man, oh, I ain't getting sick. 1 second, guys. Excuse me. It says the Clippers land another versatile guard and landing Bogdanovich. The Serbian sharpshooter is averaging 10 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.0 assists with the Hawks this season. Bogdanovich spent the last 5 seasons in Atlanta helping the team reach the Eastern Conference in 2021. Now, that's big. Let's get into that, Clipper fans, because we know Terrence Mann, I just gave you guys, went down memory lane, was the reason why we've seen our first ever, Western Conference Finals. So it's kind of ironic and coincidental that, the Hawks, as a player, young player on their side, that helped them reach the Eastern Conference Final. I don't know for sure. I don't know Hawks history if that was the first time. But I know they haven't been there in any time that I can remember. I couldn't remember. So I know they probably in the early 2000s, probably. But I digress. He's a winner. So the trade-off is, okay, we're going to give you, a winning piece for a winning piece, just with different skill sets that serve different purposes. Now, we know Terrence Mann is a do-it-all guy, a grit and grind guy, but he's not a three-dimensional scorer. He's not a creator, create his own shot guy. More like a system, player that is very valuable in postseason and, stopping, the opposition's top player. But at the end of the day, the Los Angeles Clippers have multiple players that can serve that role, and in this season have outdone Terrence Mann in that role. Is not even debatable. Chris Dunn this season is a bona fide first team all defense, second team all defense player, and I'm not taking no slack there from it. At the end of the day, they already did my boy Norman Powell dirty with not allowing him to be in the All-Star game with his breakout season this season. We definitely got to make it right with Chris Dunn. Go ahead and put him on that first team, second team, all defense. Now, being that we have also Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., these guys are actually better point of attack defenders. These guys have more experience, and these guys are a little bit more reliable when it comes offensively, and know how to run the offense according to how Ty Lue want to get in the sets. What we lack thereof is someone to space the floor and allow Kawhi Leonard and James Harden to work one-on-one with the defender that happens to be a victim at that moment in time. We need to stop having these, opponents know that they can shrink the paint on us and, double Kawhi, double James Harden, allow our players to, run themselves down, trying to overexert themselves on offense to allow us to have a fighting chance to win games. We had to get better on the offensive end. We have more reliable shooting. so that can flourish in Ty Lue's system. And I agree. I agree with a lot of things Ty Lue do. I disagree, but when it comes to that aspect of this trade, I that's how I see, and now I believe that's what the front office was looking at. We had Luke Kennard at one point in time, and that was going quite well. I believe that was our best season. You know, with the 2021 and Kawhi, breaking out and doing what he did. But, you need spacing on the floor in order for your superstars to thrive. So I'm all in support of Bogdanovich coming to the Los Angeles Clippers, and hopefully Clipper Nation, you get a full understanding and you can see the vision in this trade as well. They also break down Terrence Mann, but we already know what Terrence Mann brought. 6 points this season, 9.2 rebounds, 1 assist, a very very down season for Terrence Mann this season, as well as Bogdanovich. But at the end of the day, Bogdanovich probably was, it was probably a change of scenery thing, and probably the same thing to be said with Terrence Mann. Will follow these two stories? We'll be watching Bogdanovich live, and you'll be getting day-to-day coverage on that. And we'll be also keeping a eye from a distance on Terrence Mann, and hopefully he have good success. And hopefully Bones Highland finally gets to his opportunity to shine and get a chance, because he never got his chance as well. His something similar, but he's quite a defensive liability, and we know defensive players is what normally touch the floor. So moving on, and the biggest news that just recently came out earlier, a couple of hours ago, right before I was getting in, as I was making this video. Clipper Nation, Clipper Nation, Clipper Nation, Clipper Nation. Now, Lawrence Frank been cooking at the end of this NBA trade deadline. I must say, I was upset. I broke it all down to you guys on the reason why. I think reasonable Clipper fans understand exactly why. I probably share my feelings, And with that being said, I have to also congratulate Mr. Lawrence Frank. Give me 1 second. Trying to see what's going on with this. For at least making amends, getting James Harden some help here, because I was worried, man. KPJ out the door. And also welcome the new addition as well from Milwaukee, Bunchuck, um, Marjan Bunchuck. Welcome to Los Angeles Clippers. Hopefully, I did not butcher your last name. Welcome. Get to see what this young guy can produce. But he was then traded for KPJ, and that was the worry of mine. I was boiling, Clipper fans. 1 second, before we get into this article. I think I gotta show my face. I was boiling. You hear me? When I found out that Terrence Mann got traded and KPJ was still on the team, I said, no, he didn't do it. I know Lawrence Frank didn't sign on this. I know the front office didn't agree. Are we choosing? Are we going to really choose? Seriously. KPJ over Terrence Mann? And then minutes later, KPJ, he's out of it, right? And I was like, okay. So Patty Mills recently came with Drew Eubanks. Didn't get an episode in, guys. Sorry about that. But I will get one in to follow up after this one. Just break down, the full roster after, I want to let everything conclude itself so that, I have a little bit more information to give you guys and break it down on, I got a day job, you know what I mean? And priorities first. But at the end of the day, I want to keep you guys informed as quickly as possible, but with the most information that I possibly can as well. So, gave a little bit of time for all of this to marinate. Drew Eubanks come with Patty Mills. We then, have KPJ, Terrence Mann, whole bunch of guards, just a whole host of guards, just for no reason. So I knew it was a trade coming. Then Terrence Mann, the news come, KPJ. We get the young Marjan Bunchuck and in that trade. And I'm like, okay, now we got Patty Mills that's looking like he's gonna, be jockeying for that point guard position with Chris Dunn. As in my opinion, that's Chris Dunn spot. You know what I mean? Until something, Lord forbid, I don't even want to say it, but it's Chris Dunn's spot till otherwise. That's how we're gonna put that. And Bunchuck, I don't believe he's gonna get too much minutes. Young guy, probably a guy that they eyeing for the future that's gonna complement this team with the young Jordan Miller and the Kobe Brown. That get some more experience. I don't know if he's in the D League. I know he had a full year with the Milwaukee Bucks. Did put up some solid numbers. So we'll see. Ty Lue, he runs his own program. So if the guy is good enough, I can see that pretty much Ty Lue, we're putting him in the rotation for his purposes, but he got to be a standout. Now, going on to the biggest news of the day. I know. You like quit teasing me, man. What you talking about? You said the biggest news about 1,000 times. Like we waiting. How long? It's about 30 minutes in. Well, this is what you click on Active Sports TV for LAC News to get thorough information on detailed information about your Los Angeles Clipper, my Los Angeles Clippers, and it can't be a rush job. So it's official. It is official. We're going over to Clipperholics and we're gonna get into it. Now we have made a move in the buyout, and it happens to be a blockbuster move. It happens to be a controversial move. It happens to be a non-favorable move by most NBA fans. But I ain't them. We needed this. Ben Simmons is coming to Los Angeles. I say not them Lakers, but that red, white, and blue. The Los Angeles Clippers, the Intuit Dome, a.k.a. the Terra Dome. Yes, sir. Ben. Just do what needs to be done. And that is create, rebound, and dominate on the defensive end. It's so many things, Clipper fans. I can't wait to give you more and more episodes on how Ty Lue can put these different lineups together and come up with these different defense. Oh, Jeff Van Gundy's, oh my God, he's like a kid in a candy store right now. I know Jeff is going quite crazy, but let's get into the article. This one a little smaller print. Your boy is about to blow this up. And we are about to cook Clipper fans. This is Clipperholics. Once again, didn't see a name on this report. So we are just reporting from Clipperholics what is transpiring with the Los Angeles Clippers. It says with three teams on the table, former three-time All-Star Ben Simmons elected to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers once his buyout with the Brooklyn Nets was completed. This was a win for both sides as Simmons needs the opportunity and LA is stumbling with bench impact. Okay, so that's a heavy little paragraph. I mean, Ben Simmons, we all know, doesn't have a great reputation around the league. Everybody calling us crazy. Everybody saying this is gonna fail before they even see it happen. They seen what transpired in Brooklyn. They seen what transpired in Philly. Philly is quite crazy, right? It's like why the Clippers and the Philadelphia Sixers have a trade off when it comes to headaches? Like Paul George was our headache without a doubt, like no question. We tried to warn the Sixers. We knew they was in desperation mode. We knew they was desperate, but we told them Paul George is not worth that. Flip flop P will be everything we say he is. Now, it's ironic that they're doing the same thing right now to Clipper fans. They looking at us and saying, "What's wrong with y'all? Did you not see him in the Eastern Conference Finals? Did you not? I mean, was it Eastern Conference semifinals? Well, did you not see him not want to take the shot? Did you not see him avoiding the free throw line? Yes, we've seen all those things. Los Angeles Clippers are very familiar with Ben Simmons. Now, I'm speaking on behalf of myself, Active, your host, when it comes to being a Los Angeles Clipper fan. That's not what Ben Simmons is coming here for. Please get it out of your head. Kick it out of your head as far as you possibly can. It's not the purpose of him being here. Let's get that straight. Our team lack thereof another ball handler, another creator who can relieve James Harden from that duty. James Harden, being an aging veteran in year 16, 17, this man is off the 15th highest scoring player in the league. Probably the most minutes are currently in the league outside of LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. This man mileage is quite off the Richter. Like it's off the Richter scale, man. So when I was speaking towards those three draft picks, those 3 second round draft picks, and how key it is to this franchise looking towards the future of winning now and still staying young. This is a move that also solidifies that the Clippers are not just gun ho for trying to win now and going veteran heavy like we've been doing the last 2 seasons that failed. We're doing something new. We're doing a little bit of mixing the young with the old. This is not Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, you know what I mean, and Paul George. All aging veterans that's a ball dominant and got egos. That's not the case here. We have Ben Simmons, a willing all-star to that don't even want to take shots. So it won't be too many chefs in the kitchen. And the best part about it all, hold on, I don't want to get no copyright in that. Let me try to get this video down. Sorry guys. You gotta go. All right. All right. All right. So where was I? So the young with the O. So we got one superstar. All star. There's one in to pass the ball, and not only is he willing to pass the ball, he's one of the best creators in the game still to today. So say what you want to say about Ben Simmons. This man passed the ball. This man was being compared to LeBron James. He's the only guy point forward that can pass the ball better than James Harden. Let's be honest. His passing ability is unquestioned. His hustle, depending on, you know, how motivated he is that it can be questioned. But who's not motivated to play in Los Angeles? Tell me just that, right? Who's not motivated to leave cold New York? You hear me? Philadelphia Sixers, the East Coast in general, especially around this time, blizzards. Like, ain't nobody trying to deal with none of that, man. It's like, so not only that, he knows the expectations that fans is going to have. Not saying that he's going to see, because I hear people say, oh, Ben Simmons is the perfect situation for him. It's not going to be any expectation. No, it will be some expectation because it will be some critics. So with that, whereas it's going to be critics and people critiquing what you do, you got to have a certain expectation of what you're going to do to avoid that criticism. You get what I mean? So, well, at the end of the day, Ben know what situation he's getting himself into. He know that this is his last opportunity. That during this buyout, it wasn't a whole bunch of teams outside of Los Angeles Clippers and the Cleveland Cavaliers, from what I heard, that was even interested. The only way that he can look forward to getting another contract is by playing his best basketball with the Los Angeles Clippers. We are in a win-win situation because it doesn't cost much right now for Ben Simmons. And if it does not work right now with Ben Simmons, and I mean right now, the front office can cut their ties. Now let's go ahead and move forward to this next part of this article. Now I moved down a little bit earlier, guys. Please forgive me, to make sure I was showing that video. Make sure I read everything. No, I did not. It said the details of Simmons' contract with the Clippers have not been released, but the agreement for the former first overall pick likely does not surpass this season. Executive Lawrence Frank must first see how he holds up before making further decisions. So that just broke down what I was basically saying with the win-win situation. If it's not even a full commitment to Ben at this moment. If Ben don't produce, Ben don't stay. So we in the same situation we was in regardless. Keeping Terrence Mann or not keeping Terrence Mann, no questions are answered. But if we don't get things done with Ben Simmons, then we already know that it's time for things to be blown completely up. Keep the young guys upon the roster. Look to be trading off, the veteran trade pieces as far as James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and then, Ben Simmons will just be on the market. But this is just, trying to stay at least competitive enough to compete for a championship. And I believe we got enough to even win it, not just compete, win it. If Simmons prove he can stay healthy, Frank will most likely sign him through the contract of franchise super through, I guess, from or throughout. I guess that's what throughout the contract of franchise superstar Kawhi Leonard. This will keep him a part of LA's championship base. Okay. We ain't won no championship, but you know what I mean? But I appreciate it. So basically they're speculating, and this is speculating and alleged, that basically if Simmons proves to live up to potential that the Los Angeles Clippers believe that he can live up to, and he contribute to us winning and being something that they envision, he will most likely be extended along with Kawhi Leonard, just recent extended contract. And when both contracts come up to expire, that's when they'll both hit the market. But at least he will get another extension, and that will give him at least an additional 2 years in the league. Now, you know, it's on Ben Simmons. It is on Ben Simmons. I think this is a perfect move. I think this was a perfect trade. A perfect buyout of acquisition, because we needed not only size, we needed to remain our defense to remain as strong as it is, if not stronger. But we needed a creator. We needed a ball handler to relieve some of this duty from James Harden and make him also lethal off the ball. James Harden also can be lethal off the ball. We've seen him play in Philadelphia along Maxey and Joel Embiid, and he can play off the ball. We've seen him do it with the Los Angeles Clippers last season. With sharing that duty sometimes with Paul George and Westbrook. We know that James Harden can produce in different roles and different. He came in the lead as pretty much a 6-man. Role player. So at the end of the day, he knows how to come in and do multiple things and be a switchblade. So just getting Ben Simmons, someone to snatch down rebounds, help along the front court with Zubac, also do what Ty Lue loved the most, which is allow him to have that small ball five, and the Clippers actually can go small and be strong at that, strong at that small ball play. That's something that is a different dynamic that no one really has outside of OKC. And then I don't think they can't really go small because Chad Holmesman is a 7-footer. He's skinny, but he's still a 7-footer. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see how all this comes together. I don't know how Ty Lue is going to put the lineups together, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna read this next paragraph, and I think that's pretty much just it. Head coach Ty Lue can be in planning on how he can use two-way stud with Venner. Yeah, we just talked about all of that. So we're gonna wrap this article up there. Moving on. Your boy got to give you more updates. So just recently, Los Angeles Clippers had fell to 28 and 23, losing to the Indiana Pacers. And yeah, that was very, very upsetting, especially after hearing the news from 1 second. Sorry about that. Especially for hearing the news that we was gonna lose Terrence Mann, so we wanted to at least win the game. That didn't happen. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap. on to what transpired in that game. Clippers first quarter came out guns blazing, 45-point quarter. We thought we were running away with it. Had them down 20 points. Indiana looking like they were getting ready to get ran out of the building. The next quarter come about. Indiana has this surge, and they catch fire, start to burn up the court. Next thing you know they're right there with us. They're now taking the lead. Once they took the lead, it was like they really didn't take it, and they never gave it back. It was back and forth game, really, at that point. I believe our stars didn't step up in key moments. Kawhi had a okay game, not a Kawhi-like game, but with the low management coming in, we see that they're being very cautious with him. We weren't able to get over the hump with just that non Kawhi performance. James Harden was a great, actually had a great game, putting up 22 points plus 10 on that game. Also with 10 assists and 6 rebounds wasn't enough. Norman Powell, 22 points with also 4 rebounds and 3 steals. Oh no, I'm sorry, 3 assists. So, our stars did what they could. It just wasn't enough. But our defense was absolutely dreadful. Open threes after non-contested threes, turnovers. Kawhi was having, I don't know how many turnovers Kawhi had in this game. I believe 5 turnovers versus the Indiana Pacers. Absolutely disgusting. Non-Kawhi like. He was a negative 10 on the game. So if you look at, the 19 points scored and the 4 assists and the 4 rebounds that Kawhi had, you'd be like, okay, well, he had a decent game, in his pretty much how many minutes played? 33 minutes, but being 50% from the 3-point line, which is great. But the 5 turnovers, it looked like his foot was stuck in cement at times, man. We're not seeing that bounce that I'll be normally looking for, and it cost us. So that's that game, man. And we now tonight, we have the Utah Jazz, and that game is getting concluded. It's 130, 110. We didn't win that one. So now the Los Angeles Clippers is now 129. Oh, so 129. 29 and 23 on the season. Defeating the Utah Jazz. We will give you guys a highlight reaction video to that one, but we won't include it on that. But what I will do is go to my boy Hoop Jabs and check out some of the visual content over there above the post game interview, and then we'll get into our new edition. Matter of fact, let's get into our new edition of Bogdanovich and his reaction to now being the Los Angeles Clipper. Shout out to Hoop Jabs. That's one of the biggest Clipper channels out there right now, putting in that work day in and day out. So go and subscribe over there. And once again, subscribe to Active Sports TV. At the same time as you're doing that, hit the thumbs up button and also share the video so that we can build this channel up. So let's get our, thoughts on our new edition. Welcome, Bogdanovich.
That's the first question. Where were you when you figured out that you were being traded? What was your reaction? Who was around? Sort of take us through step by step.
I was at home. I was in Atlanta. I was talking with my family. I was expecting a trade to happen. So it was a couple teams involved. I didn't know where I'm going to end up to, but I'm glad I end up here.
You've had years and years of history playing against James, Kawhi. When you look at the team as it's assembled with Norm and Zoo, what excites you about joining this specific group?
Future Hall of Famers. you know, one of the best in the league, and I'm just excited to have opportunity to play with them, and help them in any other way that I can help to contribute to win, and I'll just fit any role they want me to, and what I'm bringing.
Bogey, welcome to the team. Question, so I saw you doing a warm-up, pre-game warm-up, you're shooting earlier today. So what excites you playing with James Harden and also getting floor spacing? They need a floor spacer like you to shoot the three-point shot. What if they envision you playing with him?
I mean, he's one of the greatest point guards ever, so.
Hold on. Before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking.
Apologies.
I'll
They
say,
got to get their money too.
for us shooters, when you have a chance to play with point guards like that, they make the job easier for you. So,
And I think he's ready, man. We're gonna take a little break and just I like how he's already excited. You see that the LA scenery is already doing good things for the vibe, just based upon the press conference. So he was ready to get out of Atlanta, man. And I believe spreading this floor is gonna make things fantastically easy for James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and now even Ben Simmons. And don't get me to Norman Powell. So, with Norman Powell being a sharpshooter, Bogdanovich being a sharpshooter, Nico also being the timely catch, spread the floor shooter, big man. We also got Derrick Jones Jr. coming along, being able to spread the floor. This is going to look real good. I'm trying to, and Amir Coffee, also a nice, spot up 3-point shooter. We have, shooters now that's going to complement, Kawhi Leonard being able to, finesse the defense, get to where we need to do, or one defender, you know what I mean? And if they do if Kawhi does draw a double team, Bogdanovich is knocking them down for the three. Amir Coffee there, ready for the three. Even Chris Dunn. If Chris Dunn can go back to shooting the three like how he started this season, chef kiss, man.
I'm just excited about that opportunity.
Welcome to right, Law Murray at the Athletic. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
When you've had this kind of a season where you haven't played as much as you probably have been accustomed playing, I just want to know, how are you feeling physically, and what are you looking forward to? Getting. When are you looking forward to getting back on the floor?
I'm good. I know probably a lot of you have been seeing a lot of stuff earlier before I got traded. Some personal reasons out and some, but that's part of the trade deadline, I think. So I'm ready. I'm in good shape, and I'll be ready for next game.
Okay, so Bogdanovich will be playing the next game. Breaking news. See you here right here on Hoop Jazz, man. And who else is going to deliver it other than your host, Active? So Bogdanovich he's excited. He's ready. You can see it, man. I mean, he's ready to go. So I hope it translates from the post game interview to the court. We know that this guy has torched us in the past. It's going to be, a beautiful, beautiful thing. We're going to do a little bit more of this interview, and then we're going to go ahead and probably conclude this episode, guys, and we'll be running it back tomorrow. We know Super Bowl will be coming on tomorrow, so your boy probably will get an episode in. We'll do the full recap, highlight reaction, and do some more post game interviews on your Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow for that Utah Jazz Los Angeles Clipper game. But this is going to be the concluding episode to the Los Angeles Clipper trade deadline. And the breaking news that Ben Simmons is down coming throughout the buyout to our Los Angeles Clippers. So without further ado, let's get back to the interview.
Touch points next to me. Give
Is this screen heating or something?
It's the bright lights. You're in LA, you don't need sweaters as much as LA. One to ask you about
here.
just what is something that maybe fans or general don't know about you? Maybe like a hobby that you like.
I think a lot of them, they see me just as a shooter. But I can create a lot. I'm bringing toughness too, and I feel like I'm 3-level scorer. So I just play with the flow. I read the game.
I said that. I said he's a 3-level scorer. That is something, Terrence Mann. I love him. Always gonna love Terrence Mann, but he's not a 3-level scorer. He's not. He's not bringing that dynamicness to our roster. Now, is Bogdanovich a defensive liability? Because, Jeff Van Gundy ain't going for it. We shall see. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. I will put the link in the description to the rest of this post-game interview so you can watch it in full over on Hoop Jabs and go ahead and give him his full just due for putting in the work. I just want to give you just bits and pieces of it. It's getting late. This is your boy concluding this Los Angeles LAC News Clipper late night talk, saying stay activated at all times. That's the motto around here. This was a fun episode. Explosive things to come from this channel. Stay tuned. I appreciate all the new viewers that have tuned in and subscribed. All of my day one subscribers, active maniacs. I appreciate you guys for leading the charge and being a part of the battalion. Yes, we will be following up with the post game, the recap and the post game interviews to the game that just transpired with the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers. So more and more LAC news to come. Plus, we'll be doing some more little fun episodes, some crazy little topics, breaking down the Clipper roster, the new addition of Ben Simmons, what Ty Lue's gonna do with this small ball lineup, who's gonna start, so on and so forth. All of the questions that Clipper fans and all of the conversations that we want to talk about. You want to go in and tune in, subscribe, so that you don't miss a thing. Hit that bell icon on the way out. Keep your family first at all times and stay dedicated to your craft. This is your boy Active with another one on top of the next one and the other one. Until next time, folks. See ya.